broccoli, and broccoli once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with vegetable of the day, the one and only broccoli. So maybe you prefer your broccoli raw. Maybe you like it boiled. Maybe you like it steamed. Maybe you like it fried. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on Wine because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of broccoli. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Broccoli is technically an edible green plant in the Brassica family of cruciferous vegetables, the same family that includes other greens like bok choy, cabbage, kale, and Swiss chard. Nice. The word broccoli comes from the Italian plural of broccolo, which means the flowering crest of a cabbage. Now, guys, take a look at the picture. I'm sure we've all seen broccoli florets. Yes? Well, don't they look beautiful? Don't they look scrumptious? I'm getting hungry just looking at the picture. So there we have it, guys. A little bit of background information about the one and only broccoli. All right, more background information. While green broccoli is by far the most commonly found type, this vegetable actually comes in many colors, ranging from deep sage to purplish green. Take a look at the picture. Interesting, huh? Some research suggests the darker and more colorful the veggies are, the higher the antioxidant capacity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 23% Nation, we are already familiar with the term antioxidant, right? Well, if you're not, don't fret. Remember, guys, antioxidants are basically medicines that are naturally found in plant foods. That's right. And what they primarily do is they deactivate free radicals. So, thus keeping you nice and healthy. So there we have it, guys. More background information about broccoli. All right, more background information. Nice. Some examples include calabrese, tender stem broccoli, also called broccolini, Chinese broccoli, rapini, also called broccoli rab or broccoli rabi, beneforte, belstar, beamy, destiny, desico, green Goliath, green magic, and purple sprouting. Interesting. Who knew broccoli had so many different names? Guys, take a look at the picture. As you can see, not only does broccoli have different names, but it also comes in different shapes, different sizes, and different colors. How nice is that? So there we have it. More background information about the one and only broccoli. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. It's important to buy organic broccoli whenever possible, considering that the Environmental Working Group lists is as one of the most chemically sprayed veggies there is year after year. While you can always look for broccoli that's raw and fresh at farmers markets and grocery stores, buying frozen organic broccoli is a good option. Too, and can save you some money. That's right. So for those of us who must have organic this, organic that, organic broccoli, right? You definitely want to get it from your local farmer's market fresh, or if you can't buy it fresh, then buy it frozen. All right. So a few fun facts about the one and only broccoli. Okay, more fun facts. Which part of broccoli is the healthiest to eat, you may be wondering? Well, here's the answer. The broccoli head or tree-like florets are the most popular parts to eat, but the entire stalk is edible and packed with nutrients. Nice. Take a look at the picture. As you can see, someone took a knife and separated the floret head from the rest of the stalk. So the next time you are cutting up your broccoli, please, guys, don't throw away the stalk. Why? Because they're nutrients, they're medicines inside of that stock. All right, so please don't throw it away. If anything, eat it. As a matter of fact, many health experts recommend eating the stalks since they can be considered a high fiber food, along with eating the leafy greens attached to the stalks that hold high levels of nutrients. So there we have it, guys. We now know to throw away nothing, absolutely nothing when it comes to broccoli. Eat the florets, eat the stalks, and the leaves. So there we have it, guys. A lot of fun facts about the one and only broccoli. All right, more fun facts. A lot of us may also be wondering, is broccoli better cooked or raw? Now, that's a great question. This vegetable is perfectly edible raw or cooked. There's your answer. Although it has the potential to cause stomach aches more, so when it's uncooked compared to when it's actually cooked. Interesting. I never knew that. Its nutrients can be delicate to high heat cooking, so it's best to cook it at low temperatures and for short periods of time whenever possible. So, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, eat your broccoli raw, right? And if you have to cook it, make sure it's on a low temperature and you don't cook it for a very long time. As a matter of fact, keep it as short as possible. So there we have it, guys. A little more fun facts about the one and only broccoli. All right, more fun facts. Now, a lot of people who absolutely adore broccoli, they're probably wondering, how should you cook it, right? Well, here's the question. Well, here's the answer. Saute it with some olive oil on the stove for less than 10 minutes. Quickly blanch it in some boiling water for several minutes. Roast it for about 20 minutes in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or we can always steam it in minutes by adding it to a large covered pot with a few tablespoons of water and letting it steam for 4 to 5 minutes or until tender. So, we now know several ways to cook broccoli, and we also know how long it should cook for. Ladies and gentlemen, no more than 20 minutes, right? So there we have it, guys. More fun facts about the one and only broccoli. All right, it's time for the not so fun facts. If you have a thyroid issue, consume cruciferous vegetables that have been cooked and keep them about 1 to 2 servings daily. That's it, guys. Broccoli also has potential to cause allergic reactions and interactions with certain medications, including warfarin. Overall, cruciferous plants are considered to be very safe in humans, with the exception of allergies. Individuals treated with warfarin should consult their physicians before adding lots of cruciferous vegetables to their diets. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on any type of medication, but specifically warfarin, right, please consult. But if you are medication free, then go ahead, eat your broccoli, eat it raw, eat it steamed, as long as you eat it, right? So there we have it, guys, the not so fun facts about broccoli. All right. Oh no, more not so fun facts, Coach D. Oh yes. Some of us may be wondering, why is broccoli not good for you if you have IBS, which stands for irritable bowel syndrome, or sensitivity to food map foods? Interesting. Veggies like broccoli and cauliflower can be difficult for some people to digest because of the types of carbohydrates they contain, called FODMAPs. So now the word FODMAPs is actually an acronym which stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. These may cause gasiness and bloating due to undigested carbohydrates that are metabolized by intestinal bacteria, which produce digestive symptoms. Oh no. If you experience gas, abdominal pain, diarrhea, and or constipation when eating broccoli, you may want to try first cutting back on how much you consume, then potentially avoiding it altogether, especially when raw. So there we have it, guys. If you know that you have an allergy towards broccoli, or if it gives you any type of digestive issues, specifically negative digestive issues, your first attempt should be to reduce the amount that you eat per sitting. And if that doesn't work, then you may have to cancel it out 100%. So there we have it, guys. More not so fun facts about broccoli. All right, it's time to dive into the 5-20 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, 23% Nation, the 5-20 rule is all about food labels. That's right, guys. It helps us to understand and read food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk a little more specifically about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about is percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is basically divided into three parts. You have the purple column, you have the yellow portion, and then we have the light blue portion. So at this time, let's take it portion by portion. First, let's talk about the purple portion, the percent daily value column. Now, as you can see, percent DV is represented by a percentage, right? Now, basically, this is a scale that goes as low as 0% to as high as 100%. Now, let's take a look at the yellow portion. The yellow portion does a really good job at highlighting those nutrients that are found in foods that unfortunately do a really good job at causing sickness, illness, and disease. So when it comes to saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium, well, whatever you're eating or drinking, you want to make sure that the percent DV is as low as possible. That's right. Next, let's take a look at the blue portion. Now, these blue nutrients such as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote illness, sickness, and disease, they promote health. They promote wellness inside the body temple. So the next time you're eating or drinking something, just make sure that those percent DVs are as close to 100% as possible. Now, I want to be a little more specific when we talk about the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, if a food or beverage item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food or beverage item offers 10% to 19% DV, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item offers 20% DV, then that food or beverage item is considered an excellent source of that specific nutrient. So there we have it, guys. The ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now it's time to talk about the nutrition facts. In other words, medicine, right? So for today's lesson, we're going to simply say that a single serving of broccoli, but specifically cooked broccoli, is only a single cup. That's right, guys. One serving is 1 cup. So here's what we're going to get. We're going to get 55 calories, 11 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of protein. Wow, who knew? And see, a lot of people think that vegetables or plant foods in general don't contain protein. Well, believe it or not, they do. Check this out, 5 grams of fiber. Nice. Now look at this. Vitamin K comes in at a whopping 276% DV. Now remember, earlier we said that having a percent DV of greater than 20% is an excellent source. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at 276% DV, this is a super duper excellent source of vitamin K. As a matter of fact, 1 cup is good enough to last you almost 3 whole days. 2 days and 3/4 of a day to be exact. But ladies and gentlemen, that is an amazing amount of vitamin K. Now let's take a look at vitamin C. 168% DV. Perfect. That's almost 2 days worth of vitamin C in only a single cup. How great is that, right? So if you want more vitamin C, you may want to put down the grapefruit and the orange and pick up some broccoli. Next up is vitamin A coming in at 48% DV. Excellent source. Then we have folate coming in at 42% DV. Excellent source. Vitamin B6, 16% DV. Good source. Manganese coming in at 16% DV. Good source. Potassium, 14% DV. Good source. Phosphorus, 10% DV. Good source. Magnesium, 8% DV. Unfortunately, because it's less than 10%, it is considered not a good source of magnesium. And lastly is calcium coming in at only 6% DV, not a good source. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs of the nutrition facts. All right, so now that we've covered the nutrition facts, we now have to talk about the health benefits. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, I want to very quickly talk with you about the principle of cause and effect. Now, the principle of cause and effect simply states that Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. So why do I bring this up? Well, here's the truth. Is that if you're healthy, believe it or not, you caused it. Versus if you have a disease, a sickness, or an illness, well, chances are you caused that too. How? Because of the foods that you are eating. It's just that simple. So for those of us who want to become healthy, well, we have to cause it. We have to put the right stuff in, therefore the right stuff comes out. So now that we're talking about the health benefits of broccoli, here's what I need you to understand. Is that the health benefits technically are the effects, whereas the phytonutrients, or we can use the term medicine, are the causes. So let's go benefit by benefit. Benefit number 1, broccoli helps fight cancer. Amazing. So now the question is, what's inside of broccoli that actually does that? Well, say hello to the phytonutrients. Say hello to the medicine, right? First up is isothiocyanate and sulforaphane. Benefit number 2, maintains strong bones. Great. So now the question is, which phytonutrient is responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin K, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Number 3, maintains heart health. Amazing, right? So now the question is, which medicines in broccoli do that? Well, say hello to fiber, say hello to sulforaphane, lutein, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. Number 4, increases gut and digestive health. So the question is, which phytonutrients do this? Well, say hello to fiber, say hello to isothiocyanate, sulforaphane, glucoraphanin, gluconastergen, and glucobrasinin. Ladies and gentlemen, benefit number 5, broccoli maintains eye health and vision. Well, say hello to lutein and zeaxanthin. Number 6, promotes healthy skin. Great. So now the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Which phytonutrients cause it? Well, say hello to your sulforaphane once again, vitamin A, vitamin C, and also beta carotene. And last but not least, broccoli helps with weight loss. How great is that? So what's the cause? Well, fiber, protein, and check this out, a high water content. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the health benefits of broccoli. All right, it's time to talk about food. Yes, plant foods. Now, as usual, I went to my favorite go-to website for everything vegan. Yes, say hello to forksoverknives.com. By the way, there is a movie entitled Forks Over Knives, and I highly recommend you watch it. So as usual, I went to forksoverknives.com, did a little bit of research, and I found 2 amazing broccoli vegan dishes, recipes that I want to share with you right now. So first up is broccoli pasta salad with red pepper pesto. Take a look at the picture. Looks delicious. Yes. The second recipe is cream of broccoli soup. Take a look at that picture. Looks delicious. Yes. So here's what you got to do. If you are watering at the mouth, if you are motivated, if you are inspired to make and taste either one of these dishes, just click on the description box. Why? Because I'm providing you with a link to both recipes. That's right. Now, when you get there, you're going to find some amazing information. You're going to find an ingredients list. You're going to find cooking instructions and cooking time. That's right. Forksoverknives.com has it all for you. So there we have it, guys. Not 1, but 2 amazing vegan broccoli recipes from forksoverknives.com. All right. 23% nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the fun facts. Coach D, thanks for the nutrition facts and even the not so fun facts. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more broccoli? Well, 23% nation, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if that's your question, then I got to tell you that the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more broccoli, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Oh, yes, good old Nature Day. Guys, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know absolutely nothing about the challenge. Well, that's okay. Here's the thing. The 23% Challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, there are 2 things that you need to know about the challenge. Number 1, it's monthly, meaning January through December. And number 2, it's only 7 days. As a matter of fact, it's the first 7 days of every single month. That's right, guys, the 1st through the 7th. Now, being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every month. Yeah. So if it's July 1st, October 1st, or even November 1st, it's always Nature Day. Now, some of us are intrigued. Some of us are wanting to know more. Good. Well, now let's talk a little more about what Nature Day is all about. Guys, Nature Day is all about nature. It's all about getting closer to nature through food, but plant foods is where it's at. That's right, guys. So we're going to get closer to nature by simply eating it, but we're only going to eat plant foods. So I do understand that eating more plant foods can be a little difficult for some, easy for others. For those of us that is difficult for, well, why don't we take baby steps? That's right, guys. Little bite-sized pieces. So how about we only eat plant foods and drink only water before 12 p.m.? That way, after 12 p.m., you can eat whatever you want to eat. Now, if before 12 p.m. doesn't work for you, then what about after 12 p.m.? That's right. So you eat only plant foods and drink only water. Nice. Now, there are some of us who may want to up the ante just a little bit, right? So for those of us who want to eat more plant foods, well, let's try to become a 3% vegan. Now, what in the world is that? Well, guys, a 3% vegan is any person, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Or you may want to step it up just a little more and try to become a 10% vegan. Now, what is that? Well, that's anyone, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next up is the 17% vegan. Now, that's any person, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 5 days out of an entire month. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan. Now, technically, that's what Coach D considers himself to be. So now the question is, what in the world is a 23% vegan? Well, guys, a 23% vegan is anyone, man, woman, or Coach D. Guys, now the question is, what do I eat? Well, I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, and that happens to be fruits, vegetables and herbs, legumes, meaning beans and peas, nuts and seeds, and we cannot forget about whole grains. So there we have it, guys. More info about Nature Day. All right. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, all right, Coach D, so I know what Nature Day is. I know what I'm supposed to do, eat plant foods and drink only water, right? But who is it really for? I mean, is it really for me? Should I participate in Nature Day? Well, guys, let's find out. So maybe you're suffering from the big 4, right? Now, of course, you want to know what the big 4 are, of course. Well, here we go. Heart disease, cancer, obesity, and type 2 diabetes, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the big 4. So maybe you're suffering from those. Maybe you got doctor visits. Maybe you got doctor bills coming out the yin yang, right? And maybe you're looking for a holistic, natural approach to your healing process. Well, guys, it's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you have skin issues such as eczema, psoriasis, pimples, and acne, blackheads, right? Well, maybe you want to holistically heal yourself. Well, it's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you have digestive issues such as IBS, constipation, right? And you want to naturally heal yourself? Well, it's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you have mental issues, right? Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're sad. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're bipolar, right? Well, maybe you have anxiety issues, right? Well, if that's you, it's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you're the type of person who wants to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe you want to get lean. Maybe you're getting ready for a competition. Well, you can always try our vegan lean program, or maybe you want to go in the opposite direction. Rather than get lean, you may want to bulk up, right? Well, try the vegan bulk program. Or maybe you are considering transitioning from the standard American diet to a more whole food plant-based diet. Great. Or maybe you want to continue to eat your processed foods and meats, but eating more plants wouldn't hurt. Well, Nature Day is definitely for you. So there we have it, guys. We now know exactly who Nature Day is for. All right, now it's time for Coach D's tips. The reason why I'm giving tips, well, because I want you to be successful on Nature Day. So, tip number 1, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to 3 places. Number 1 is the produce section. Number 2 is the freezer aisle. And number 3 is the canned good aisle. Now, why the produce section? Well, that's where you're going to find all of your fresh plant foods. Why the canned good aisle? Well, that's where you're going to find all of your canned plant foods. And why the freezer aisle? Well, that's where you're going to find all of your frozen plant foods. Now, a lot of people may wonder, Coach D, what's best, fresh, frozen, or canned? Well, guys, if I'm being honest, fresh is always the best route to take, right? Why? Because the fruit or the vegetable or the plant foods in general pretty much retain all of their natural medicines, or we can use the term phytonutrients. Now, a close second is going to be frozen. Believe it or not, the nutrition content is pretty much the same. Now, in third place, and this is like way behind, I'm talking about like maybe 2 laps behind, maybe 3 laps, maybe like a mile behind, are going to be the canned plant foods. Now, the reason why I put them way in the back, right, is because they're processed, okay? Guys, whenever you put any food in a can, it's undergone a lot of processing, which means it is loaded with toxins, which means its nutritional value has been diminished considerably. So you end up eating more toxins than you do nutrients. All right. So if anything, fresh first, frozen is a close second, and canned is all the way in the back at third. Tip number 2, go to the prepared dishes section. Now, once you're done with the produce section, the freezer aisle, and the canned good aisle, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Basically, there you're going to find vegan foods that have already been cooked. That's right. That's why they call it the prepared dishes section. Now, when you see the person behind the counter, ask them if they offer vegan, not vegetarian dishes. There is a difference. A vegetarian may include animal products. So being vegan, we don't want any animal products whatsoever, okay? Plant-based only. Now, maybe you see something that you like. Ask the server or the person behind the counter for a sample. Don't worry, it's free. And if you like it, buy it by the pound, or maybe even 2, maybe even 3 pounds if you really, really, really like it. Tip number 3, go visit your local farmer's market. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're the type of person who has to have organic this, organic that, non-GMO this, non-GMO that, well, the farmer's market is ideal for you. Why? Because they only cater to the organic, non-GMO fresh market. All right. Now, here's something else that you may want to know is that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the produce can actually be cheaper. Why, you may ask? Well, because it's a farmer's market, that means that the produce is grown locally. That's right. So there's less transportation involved. And so that savings is passed on to you, the end consumer. Tip number 4, go visit your local vegan restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, vegan restaurants are amazing, and I'll tell you why. Number 1, they hire vegan chefs who really know exactly how to cook plant foods. And number 2, vegan chefs know exactly which plant foods to combine to yield the most delicious, nutritious dishes. So, do yourself a favor. Go to Google, type in vegan restaurants near me. Go eat, and when you get there, tell them Coach D sent you. And tip number 5 is to maybe get a subscription to a vegan meal prep company. That's right, guys. Now, this is really good for people who don't know how to cook plant foods, people who don't want to cook plant foods, or people who just don't have time to cook plant foods. Here's the deal. Get the subscription. They make the food. They deliver the food. You eat the food. Yes, it's just that simple. So there we have it, guys. 5 tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, and this comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. We have inquiry minds, so we want to know the word broccoli comes from the Italian plural of blank, which means the flowering crest of a cabbage. Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the lecture, so if you missed it, you can always hit rewind. Please type your answer in the comment box below, and I'll let you know if you get it correct or not. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, share, comment, and like the video, especially if you love broccoli. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care. God bless, and never, ever forget that Coach D loves you.